Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Sean Maria. I am a witch, a Norse pagan and a nomad, and I live in my van, which is actually parked right here, with my partner and my border collie, Faye. Today's video is going to be about showing up imperfectly, and I keep looking away, struggling to keep eye contact with the camera. I'm going to do this in one take. I'm not going to do any cuts. I am eliminating the parts of this, of showing up on YouTube, that I find difficult, which for the most part is prepping, planning, editing. Yep. And the only part that I find really enjoyable and really easy to access is talking, is just making content, having ideas, and getting those ideas across in words. So I'm actually taking inspiration from another creator that I follow. Her name, I believe it's said Fairy. I'm going to link her channel in the description. I think if you like my content, you'll probably like her content too. So I just want to give her a little bit of a shout out. Really inspired by what she did. So yeah, I'm going to do this in one take. And I think I'm going to post a lot more regularly on here in long form content on my YouTube videos. I want the practice. I want the practice of talking to camera, the practice of just being myself, of not editing anything out, whether that be the ums and the ahs, whether that just be like me forgetting my point or losing my point, or whether, like, whatever. Just I want to practice showing up imperfectly, not having a script. Okay, so let me get back to my point, why I'm doing this video. So showing up imperfectly. I've had a lot of these messages come through in like many different forms this last week of showing up imperfectly. And I think it's just really opened my eyes to how my brain works and how I can actually access my creativity and access having things to put out there. I think it's something that's a better way for my ADHD brain to navigate the world and to navigate my work. And I think that it could help other people who also maybe have ADHD or maybe have other things that are similar to mine, problems that are similar to mine. So I wanted to share this and put it out there for myself, to document this for myself, but also to offer this to anybody else who might need it as well. So showing up imperfectly, there's a couple of ways that I've heard this worded in the last week or so. Showing up imperfectly is kind of what I've sort of pulled from my own brain just through different messages. But then the other wording is half-arse it, which I really like. Doing something even in a bad way is better than not doing it at all. So showing up, even if what you're creating, what you're putting out, how you look, like whatever the thing is, showing up and just doing something is significantly more impactful and significantly more valuable than trying to show up perfectly but not showing up. Another way I wanted to describe that was to say, imagine if in your mind the way you are I've lost it completely because now I'm thinking about thinking. Okay, we're going to get back on track. So the way that you're thinking about the end product in your mind, whatever it is, I'm going to use my own example here, which is like creating a YouTube video, but this could be anything. It could be your workouts, it could be your work, your projects that you're doing. If you practice witchcraft or spirituality, it could be a practice or a spell or something. Literally, this can be applied to anything. So take the perfect image of what you're imagining this project to be, And if that's 100%, if you show up imperfectly, like really imperfectly, and you only give or show up 1% out of the 100 that you would consider to be perfect, that's like one scenario. The other scenario is you expecting or needing the way that you show up in this project to be perfect, to be 100%. And for whatever reason, you can't show up 100%. So maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe you don't have enough energy that day. Maybe you don't have enough time that day. Maybe something else comes up and just sort of gets you out of your head and you can't really focus properly. And in that way, because you're not able to show up 100%, you don't show up at all. So take those two scenarios. One in which you're showing up 1%, but you didn't have the intention of showing up 100%. And the other one, you had the intention of showing up 100%, but you actually showed up 0. The approach to those is that the one where you intend to show up 100% would be seen as better, but the outcome of those is that the one where you half-assed it or you showed up imperfectly actually got a better result than the one where you tried to show up perfectly. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to share about the situation I'm in right now. I am not dressed how I want to be dressed. I don't really like hoodies, but I have a very small choice of wardrobe at the moment. I can't afford to buy new clothes. What I actually would really like to do is make my own clothes, but I can't afford the material right now to do that. That's the reality that I'm in. My hair isn't exactly how I want it to be at all. I can't really find a good looking, quiet space to film. So I am filming in my car with people walking around, which is extremely uncomfortable because it is not something that I am used to doing, is like talking to camera where people can see me and observe me. I could have filmed in my van, which is a potentially prettier backdrop. It's not really inside there. But then my partner's in there and my dog's in there and then I get disturbed. So I'm not filming where I want to be filming. I have no plan. So I would consider that not showing up perfectly because I have no idea what I wanted to say. I just had the idea of the overarching thing that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, and there are other things as well that I was planning on saying, but it doesn't matter because I don't remember. Yeah, but what I'm doing is creating a video, and maybe this video will only do one thing. Maybe this video will only be practice for me making videos. Maybe that's literally the only thing that this video will do to output into the universe. That's a possibility. The other possibility is that this could ingrain the message that I'm sharing into myself. That's another bonus possibility. Another possibility is that other people could see this and actually get something positive from this message. That is a huge thing to me and is something that I want to happen. That's the intention I have of putting this video out publicly, is because I want other people to see it and to get something from it. But that might not happen, but it might happen. And what I'm trying to say is it can only happen because I've actually made this video. If I didn't make this video, then nobody would see it. Nobody would hear what's going on in my mind. Or not just in my mind, but like the messages that have been coming through to me. I do consider myself a seer. I do consider myself a channel of sorts. And that feels very uncomfortable for me to say because I feel like people would expect me to show up in a certain way when I label myself as those things, or consider me to know a certain amount of things, or whatever, like just need me to show up in a certain way. And I don't know if I can do that. So it feels very vulnerable for me to share that I consider myself as a seer and a channel for messages from the universe. But I do think that it's actually really important that I do that. So I need to get those messages out. And I could wait. I could wait until I can do this absolutely perfectly. I'm going to put my hand down because I'm just talking with my hand now. I could wait until I do this absolutely perfectly, until I have the exact perfect spot to film in, with the exact right lighting, when there's no one around, when I'm dressed perfectly, when I don't know what else could be perfect, but yeah. When I have the exact right script to talk about, when I have the exact points that I've thought over for hours or days, and maybe I take a week to make this video. But that's so unrealistic that just saying all of those things to make the perfect video already makes me overwhelmed. And I can already tell that I wouldn't want to make that video, because as much as I love the creating aspect of content creating, I have a background in acting. So I went to university to study acting for film and media, like for camera and stuff. I did a little bit of camera work there. So I love this aspect, but the idea of like planning a script, writing isn't really my forte. The idea of editing isn't really my forte. I can do it, but I don't really have the attention or the interest in it. Like, I have the ability to do it, but I don't have the interest to stick to it. And with having ADHD, if I don't have the interest, I know I don't stick to it. So yeah, so I leaned into what I'm good at, which is talking, and sharing messages, like sharing things that have been coming through for me and sharing them to you. And again, if I show up imperfectly by just doing this one video and not editing it, etc., like I've said, and I can do one of these videos like every day, or maybe not every day. Like, I'm trying not to give myself like an exact commitment, but I'm sort of aiming on doing a video like this every day. It means that I can share messages and share things that I feel need to be shared significantly more frequently than if I try and make a perfect video and only share one a week, or even one every 2 weeks, which is probably more likely what I've been doing so far. Yeah, how long is this? I don't even know. 12 minutes. Do I have anything else to share? I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like I want to say something else. I don't know. I feel like I want to say something about witchcraft or spirituality, as in how this relates. Yeah, I do. So I think I might do a separate video on feeling like a beginner in witchcraft still. I think I might do that tomorrow, actually. But this idea of showing up imperfectly for your practice, for your rituals, for anything, for let's just take something kind of simple like a full moon, because I do a full moon. I sort of honor the full moon a lot with my sister every month. It's easy to go on Instagram or any social media platform and see all these. Sometimes it's elaborate rituals, sometimes it's elaborate spells, sometimes it's people journaling these crazy long journal entries, sometimes it's people doing a tarot spread. Like, it doesn't just have to be pretty, because I think sometimes when we say imperfectly, it's like, oh, it just doesn't look perfect. Like, it's just about the aesthetics. And obviously when, I think the lighting just changed, sorry. And yeah, people think that if it's not perfect, then it just won't look perfect, like aesthetically speaking. But it can also be, like, let's say journaling, right? I've tried to journal. I kind of want to journal, but I also find it a bit difficult because I find it hard to get my thoughts into words. Like, my thoughts move too fast for my hand to write, and then I kind of can't really match the things. I actually find it much easier to talk. So video for me is actually a lot simpler. But yeah, maybe like if I journaled, for example, like, I'm not going to do a full page every day. Like, I'm just not going to do that. So maybe just like a couple of words, you know, it might look beautiful. You might do those words in calligraphy, right? Like, you really want to take your time and do those 4 words in calligraphy, but you're not doing like this full page length of writing, of getting your thoughts out. It might be that if you're doing some kind of ritual, I'm trying to think of another example, but like if you're trying to do a ritual and you feel like you need this huge grand intention, this huge thing that you want to do, and actually you just, I don't know, need to do a ritual to get you through the day. Like, it's something really simple. I think this showing up imperfectly can really be brought into those kind of practices. It's actually something that, okay, I remembered. I knew there was more I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I've been practicing this showing up imperfectly a lot with my, I say mornings, but I kind of spread it throughout my whole day. But generally speaking, these things are in the morning for me. If you've been following me for any length of time on any of my platforms, especially on my Instagram, my witchy Instagram, you'll know that I've experimented a lot with morning routines, morning rituals, morning habits, anything like that. I've shared a lot of stuff like that over the past few years. And what I've started doing now is like a combination of a morning menu. You may have heard of these, you may have not, but I've like heard them spoken about by other creators, like ADHD creators specifically, usually. One of them is like a morning menu. And the other one is, it doesn't really have a name, but it's like picking the thing that you do based off your energy levels, right? So having tasks that are good if you have high energy, medium energy, and like really low energy. And I kind of smushed these two things together. I was going to bring my paper with me and I didn't. It doesn't matter. So what I do, for example, I'm not going to give you like all of them because that would take ages. I'm just trying to find like a really good example. I'll give you my spirituality practice in the morning. So for me, I don't know if that's a good one. Hold on. Yeah, I will. I will use that one. For me, my low energy, so it's like something that I could do if I'm like on my period, if I'm having like a really bad depressive episode, maybe, if I'm having like a really tough time with my ADHD, if I've got my executive functions really bad, is meditate. And when I say this could actually look multiple different ways for meditation, but it means I can lie on my bed, do nothing, like have no crystals, no anything, and just lie on my bed and just meditate for 5 minutes. I think that's what I did this morning, actually. Put my timer on for 5 minutes and that's it. And that's a really easy thing for me to access. It doesn't really require much from me. And that's like low battery version. Mid battery version is doing a meditation, but usually when I do the mid battery one, it looks like more. So I usually have a crystal involved. I'll usually kind of do something where I connect my chakras, and I'll usually bring some affirmations into it. So it's kind of a bit more of an elaborate meditation, but it doesn't have to be. And then I'll do a tarot reading for myself, which will just kind of like get me through the day, which on the one hand actually gives me messages for the day, but it also connects me to my cards, connects me to my divination and my practice. It just kind of helps me connect in that way. And then a full battery version of my spirituality would be, again, meditate, do a card reading, and then do protection and, what did I say, cleansing? I think I did cleansing. I haven't actually done it yet because I haven't had a full battery version of it, but like cleansing and protection rituals for myself or something along those lines. So you can see that they're all spirituality. They all connect me to my spirituality or to my witchcraft in some way, but they all have versions, and however I'm feeling that day, I can tap into different ones. I have this personally with like my human needs, so like air, water, food, movement. With water, for example, my low energy is just drinking something in the morning. Doesn't matter what it is, even if it's like some Coca-Cola that's on the side, whatever it is, right? My medium energy is to just drink some plain water. And then my high energy is to have a bit of plain water, but then also have like a warm, hot lemon water, like with fresh lemon juice in. So you can see, like, for the hot lemon juice, I would need to get my kettle out and fill up some water and squeeze a lemon. Like, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of spoons, if you know, if you know, ADHD people. So yeah, and I have these for everything. So with my different versions of my breakfast, different versions of taking my dog out first thing in the morning, different versions of like exercise for myself, or just movement. I say exercise, but like the low energy is just a body shake, like literally just stand there and like shake my body because it's super easy. So what I found doing this, I feel like that was a very long way of describing that to you. But the point I'm trying to make with this is showing up imperfectly or half-arsing it. This is the one where this half-arsing idea comes in. I like to connect that to brushing teeth, because somebody said if you really can't be bothered to brush your teeth, which is something I know that like ADHD people and people with kind of chronic health or mental health conditions do struggle with, like consistently. If you show up imperfectly and you just half-arse it, you're like, I'm not even going to brush my teeth properly. I'm just going to like quick 2 minutes, like, yeah, done, right? Like, I don't care. That is significantly better than not doing it, right? Obviously doing it perfectly and actually like making sure you get into all the places and doing it for the right length of time, etc., is obviously better than doing it imperfectly and half-arsing it. But half-arsing it is definitely better than not doing it. So this is the idea that I took into this morning practice, this morning menu of mine, is I have these points that I want to hit, which is like hydration, food, movement, hygiene, for example. Like these are the things that I want to hit in the morning. But I know that I can't always be bothered to like have a full-on wash in the morning. Maybe sometimes all I can be bothered to do is brush my teeth. But at least if I brush my teeth, that's better than not doing anything and just feeling disgusting all day, right? So half-arsing it and just showing up, even just a little bit, is so much better than not showing up at all. And I think that obviously this can play into to work. Like I use the example of me doing this YouTube. This is my project. This is my work. This is my business. But I think it can also show up in this way of like self-care, looking after yourself, you know, exercising. And I don't mean exercising to like lose weight, but I mean exercising to like honor your body, to move. Maybe I'm not going to use the word exercise, but to move and to honor your body and to give it health and strength. To show up for 5 minutes and do some stretches is so much better than trying to figure out the perfect exercise plan, and then getting overwhelmed and then not doing it, or not wanting to drive all the way to the gym, put on your exercise gear, like having all these steps to do when you just don't have the energy all the time. Showing up in your living room and just doing some stretches is showing up for yourself. So yeah, where are we at now? 22 minutes. Okay, I do love a good 20-minute video. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to leave this. I really, really hope this was helpful for somebody out there. I've really enjoyed making this video. I can't believe how much I've enjoyed just turning the camera on and talking. This has given me so much inspiration and motivation to carry on doing this. The fact that I know I can just go to my computer, upload this video and post it to YouTube and not really have to think about it, it feels amazing in my body. It feels like really amazing in my body. So I really hope this is something that's going to help me moving forward, and hopefully I can keep sharing these messages with you and keep helping you moving forward as well. So yeah, thank you for spending this time with me. Leave like a little, what emoji can I suggest to leave in the comments? What's a showing up imperfectly? I don't know. It's spring. A cherry blossom. If you got this far in the video, then leave a cherry blossom in the comments just so that I know that people have been watching, because I'd love to see if anybody has. I'd love to know if you've enjoyed this. If you would like to see more from me, please subscribe. I will be trying to post every day if I can. I post a lot on Instagram as well. I have 2 channels over there. My sort of more travel account is Sean Maria the Wanderer, and my more witchy spiritual account is Sean Maria the Witch. So if you are interested in kind of seeing my short form content, that's over there as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.